So a common question we get as whiskey drinkers is, I want to get into whiskey, but I can't handle the burn. Like, where's a good place to start? So we're looking at a few different options here with some flavoured whiskies.
Ooh.
Good for beginners. For a beginner, we've been drinking whiskey for a while. I've been drinking whiskey for quite a while. We're used to the burn that the alcohol and the ethanol gives, right? So, but for people starting off, it's just like biting into a chili, right? You just, all you get is that burn, that pain, and you don't find any flavours. So jumping into the world of whiskey, especially when you're drinking it neat, you kind of struggle to get past that point. So we're just having a look at just a couple of whiskies out that, I mean, there's a big wide range of these kind of whiskies out there in the way of flavoured whiskies. But if you're struggling with just drinking a neat pour, these might be a little gateway.
Okay.
Like a little gateway into the world of whiskey.
And you couldn't start with these 6 months ago. I mean,
well, that's sort of a point. Like with people, they'll come up and ask somebody who knows whiskey, "Hey, what do I try? What do I try?" Well, somebody that's been sitting on whiskey for a few years, they'll try and give out names of these like nice whiskies that they like. But they're experienced. They're not thinking beginners. So let's try a couple of these. The idea here, right, is these sorts of whiskies. They're generally a lot less alcohol content.
Okay.
So it's kind of hard to call them a whiskey, really. Sometimes they sit more in the liqueur kind of realm.
Okay.
But they are generally based on a whiskey. First off, we have Screwball. Screwball. So
that sounds like a bloody cocktail, a fucking shot.
Well, I mean, a lot of these are used for cocktails. Let's be honest. You generally won't see too many whiskey enthusiasts grabbing these off the shelf, but so Screwball is a peanut butter whiskey.
Peanut butter whiskey.
We're diving into the world of Reese's Pieces here.
Oh, Jesus.
But this one all started in California, behind the bar.
It would be California.
But the wife of a bar owner just got peanut butter one night and mixed it with some whiskey because she was sick and tired of people asking for a sweeter drink. So what we're trying to do here is introduce you to some starter whiskies. This is how it actually came about. So
let's not gloss over the fact here that she's standing in a bar, presumably behind the bar. Can we have a sweeter drink? Can we have a sweeter drink? Excuse me, man. Can we have a sweeter drink? That's my American accent, by the way. And she just grabs a jar of peanut butter, chunky, I hope, and just goes straight into the, stir it up. There you go, lad.
What is it? Necessity is the master of invention.
Fair play to her.
Well, definitely sweet.
Oh, geez, yeah.
So I think this is going to kick us around a bit because we are not used to the sweet.
Yeah.
But
I can smell the peanut butter in this one.
It definitely does its job.
Christ.
I actually don't mind the flavour of that. That's not half bad.
That's like...
But it's
like chocolatey peanut butter. It's like Nutella nearly.
Yeah. Actually, yeah, you're not far off. That is,
Jesus Christ.
That is your chocolate peanut butter right there.
Oh my God.
It's hard to review these, as we said. We are whiskey drinkers. I don't mind the taste of that, but damn, it's sweet.
That is sweet. That is so sweet.
Again, it's just like a liqueur. That is actually 35% alcohol, so you're sitting well under. There is no burn to that whatsoever.
No, there isn't. Like,
the sweetness hides it, and it's very thick, very oily, and it just that burns hidden. So if you're struggling with whiskies, that ain't
Screwball is a good. I'm going to put it out there that if you were to blindfold me and give me that and tell me, like, you know, what type of drink is that, I probably would have actually guessed a liqueur.
Yeah,
you know, like you said, there is no burn. There's nothing there. It's thick. It's very, very sweet. If you are sitting there,
if you're used to sweet, you could sit on that easy without any burn or anything like that.
My mother is a Malibu drinker, Smirnoff Ice drinker, and a Bailey's drinker. All right. We should try her on that.
Well, that's probably another good point to make. Like, if you're getting into the world of whiskey, but you're coming off pre-mixed drinks, things of that nature, this isn't going to be too sweet for you.
No.
Yeah, this is going to sit on your palate like a normal Friday night drink. Right? I mean, you can see, well, we can see the oil, that's just rolling down that. So I would like to suggest we throw a bit of ice in that.
Okay.
And try and separate those oils, see what happens.
Luckily, we both have some ice under the table.
Actually, it is very sweet. It does tone that down a bit. I reckon that kind of helps it along.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I don't know about that. I feel like I got an extra hit of sugar. Wow. Jesus. I mean, it's not bad. It's not, a disgusting taste or anything. Yeah. It's just so sugary. Yeah. It is like drinking liquid Nutella to me, which probably appeals to a lot of people.
Yeah, exactly. Next up, we have Dubliner. Which we know is an Irish whiskey.
You don't say.
Irish whiskey bonus. Here we go.
I think that's the first time you said a place name in Ireland and gotten it completely right.
That's because it's actually spelt the way it sounds. This is only 30%. Oh. This is Honeycomb Liqueur, they call it. So it is based off of whiskey, but as I said, being such a low alcohol content, you sort of got to really call it a liqueur.
Yeah, at 30%, I was going to say.
You would think this would be even sweeter again, but it doesn't smell it.
It's not as strong a smell anyway.
No. Ooh. Okay, that's a bit more palatable.
Right. Yeah.
That's
less sweet.
Yeah.
I would say.
I mean, had we started the other way around, we might have been coughing our lungs up with how sweet this is. But
maybe.
Because we've compared to something that is just
So you're saying we're going to have to do this again in reverse order?
Fine.
Yeah. It's not bad.
It's not bad.
Yeah.
It's still sweet. I'm surprised at how, being such a low alcohol content, that it's still...
There's still a touch of a burn.
Yeah, and it's still, it's sort of leaning towards a whiskey more than the Screwball was.
Yeah.
Like, this is less of a liqueur than that was.
Yeah. Honeycomb, I feel like it's a bit, like it's still sugary when you have honeycomb and you eat it. It's very sugary
sitting on the lips, but it's, it's definitely a lot more refined, and it's starting to lean towards more of a recognisable as being a whiskey than, say... Screwball was like
a light whiskey, kind of nearly.
This is sitting in the shallow end of the pool. This you're actually starting to swim, right? You're actually leaning towards it. But no burn, no issues there whatsoever. So again, you want to start taking those training wheels off and start heading up the rungs of that ladder a little bit. This is probably a good step.
Yeah,
it's a head.
Good step. Yeah, that to me is definitely less sugary than the last one. There's a slight tingle of a burn on the tongue, but nothing in the back of the throat. It goes down.
And I mean, obviously you get that honey flavour, but it's not intense.
Yeah, it's not overpowering. No. So we cut with ice
we'll
again.
Give it a go with ice.
Right.
As I said, I could imagine a lot of people would drink these sorts of whiskies with ice. So.
Yeah. Still not much of a smell.
Nah. I mean, it doesn't change it a lot. Maybe have to wait for that ice to melt a bit. I mean, it's still a real oily sugariness sitting on the lips, but...
Yeah. It's not bad, though.
No.
What you're saying. It's not too bad.
No. Right, so our next one is the Whistler Irish Honey. Another Irish-based whiskey. We've had some Whistler before. Didn't mind that. And, again, these guys are big on chasing flavour.
Yeah.
So...
This is the one, for anybody who hasn't seen it, we reviewed the Bodega cask.
Yes.
And that was very, very sweet.
Yeah.
But we gave them props for their unique, niche way of getting in.
Yeah.
It was intense flavours, it was different.
Yeah.
And it stood out. Yep. So, fair play to them on that.
Yeah.
I'm going to just jump in here and, for the sake of my country, just point out that everything tastes better in Ireland, including the honey. It's just magical. There's nothing more that can be said about it, really.
You done?
Yeah. I just have to plug the country. All right. Again, not much of a smell off that.
Nah. Bit sweeter than the Dubliner. A lot more honey flavour.
God, yeah.
Yeah, actually, what are we sitting at? 33% with that one, so...
Oh, God.
But there's no burn.
No burn.
No burn whatsoever. And, again, like that's a shout-out to the Whistler. They're trying some new and different things. That's sitting right up their alley,
Well, they're definitely getting different, all right. I mean, that one I put a bit closer to the Screwball. It's oilier.
It sort of sits in the middle of them two, doesn't it?
Do you think so?
Yeah.
I think it's quite close to the Screwball because it's oilier and
very oily.
it's very rich,
Yeah,
very
yeah.
sweet. Just rewind and check my reaction. That's very sweet. You know, not as sweet as the Bodega cask, I don't think.
Really?
I think that one was.
Really?
Yeah.
That's
yeah.
a big call.
Well,
Should
call
we
it like
get
I taste it, right?
Might have to have a little comparison.
Oh,
Yeah.
very good.
I think that needs some ice because that is
We'll do
just.
that, yeah. No, still very sweet. As soon as it hits the back of the throat there, it just goes,
Yeah.
you know, straight down there.
Yeah. I find it just. It's on the lips.
Yeah.
Feels like you've just been, you know, sucking on a lollipop or something. You just got that stickiness that's.
Yeah. Just a little bit like that, yeah. Again, not bad. It's just, It's just very overpowering.
There's
very
definitely
sweet.
flavour there. There's nothing bad about the flavour.
Yeah.
It's just, it's intense for us.
Yeah, yeah. Well, again, this is the point of this isn't what we think as whiskey drinkers now, right?
Exactly.
It's what like new whiskey drinker, somebody who's trying to get into the, you know, who's coming off the pre-mixed drinks, who's coming off the liqueurs or whatever it may be, what they might think of this.
Yeah.
And I think you're right. I think a lot of them would very much enjoy this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, just go back through these again now that we've had a little time to settle with the ice.
Yeah.
Definitely more palatable. Definitely still very sweet.
Still very sweet.
It's a nice flavour, but
okay, I take back what I
Actually,
said
no,
before. That's in the middle. That's yeah. Lighter with the ice in there, I think.
I'll definitely put it down to the Dubliner being closest to a normal whiskey.
Closest to a normal whiskey,
yeah.
but with the lower percentage.
Yeah.
You would think it would be more like a liqueur, but it's the opposite way around.
Yeah. So really, you probably don't even need ice for the Dubliner, I don't think. You definitely need it for the other two just to cut that sweetness out a bit.
Unless that's what you...
But again, we're neat whiskey drinkers, so...
Whatever tickles your fancy really is, you know.
Yeah.
Try neat and then get an ice cube.
Yep.
And see which one you prefer.
Yeah.
Personally, I think the Screwball is overpowering sweet. I think the Whistler, again, is maybe not overpowering is the word, but definitely very sweet.
Still
and it's
full
very
on.
rich and you taste it really in the back of the throat. The Dubliner just goes down nice and easy.
Yeah.
You know, there's a hint of sugar.
Yeah.
But it's not too bad, you know.
And this is only a small selection of what's out there. There is plenty of these flavoured whiskies out there. Generally speaking, they are on the lower end of the price range, which is good. So if you want to experiment a little bit.
Well, this is it. Well, we can recommend some top shelf brands. They do go down very, very well, and they look great on your shelf.
Yeah.
But
that's what I mean. If you're struggling with whiskies and the burn and everything, to get past that, you're looking at big age statement whiskies, high price things. You're looking at hundreds or thousands of dollars of stuff before you start getting something smooth enough to drink.
Yeah.
You're not going to do that, especially when you've got no idea if you actually like whiskey. Here's a nice, cheap, easy way to start. If you're already into whiskey, for sure, this is not the sort of stuff, the sort of bottles you're going to be reaching for off the shelf. But that's not what tonight's all about.
No.
This was just about showing everybody out there that that is wanting to get into whiskey that there are some options out there.
Yeah. The other thing you can do, particularly if you live near one of these distilleries, so in Ireland, the Whistler is in Drogheda, and the Dubliner, I'm going to take a wild assumption, I'm saying, is in Dublin. All right. I may correct that later. But if you go down to the distillery, they will, I presume, do tasters the same way a vineyard would, the same way a brewery would.
Yeah.
Why wouldn't they? It's more of a custom for them. So if you really want to try it out and you live nearby, that could be your go.
Yeah,
if you live near the particular bar where the Screwball was made, you can go in there, test it out, and ask her what the fuck was going on there.
On a closing note, for your whiskey beginners, you don't have to start your journey with the toughest bottle on the shelf, right? Just start with something you're going to enjoy. And the best whiskey for a beginner is one that will make you come back for a second sip. So here's just a few options. Get out there, try them out, and hopefully that will start you on your travels.
Absolutely. Worst case scenario, you start with these bottles, you don't like them, you move on to the better stuff.
And it's a good one to share with people when they come around.
So, everybody, if you enjoyed what we did tonight and you would like to see more, please, you're already on the channel. So hit subscribe, hit the little notification bell, like, comment, share us far and wide, because we want the American money. Thank you very much. All right, let's make that happen, okay? Team effort here, people, team effort. We've thoroughly enjoyed this so far. We are going to enjoy very much more, right, in the future, of
Hopefully,
course.
yeah.
So please, stick around.
Yeah, thank you.
I'm going to go for the nicest one, which was the middle one.
Get your shit deal.
This is the Dubliner, right?
Cheers.
Cheers. Come on, McConaughey. I seen the Dubliner, I seen Whistler, and I was like, it's an Irish night. No, here's a blooper. Join us next week where we talk about how the shape of the ice changes.
You cut my grass there, I was going to make them.
Sorry.
Not on Scotch?
They're already on, not on the Scotch.